You want to confidently flirt with women, but you're afraid you're going to creep her out. In this video, you're going to learn 7 things to not say to women and 7 things to say instead so you can flirt with charm and get women into you. I'm dating coach and best-selling author Connell Barrett. I help introverts flirt with total confidence. Now stick around because at the 7-minute mark, I'm going to teach you the texting move that my client Barry learned to stop getting ghosted and get a lot more dates. So let's dive into 7 creepy stories of what not to do and what to say and do instead. Here's creepy flirting mistake number 1, the blowjob blowout. So I asked my friend Megan, what is the creepiest thing a man has ever said to you? And she shows me her Bumble profile. A guy wrote her this as his opener. Hey Megan, you have beautiful lips, full lips, and I wonder what you could do with them. That's creepy because it sexualizes a woman and it treats her like a sex object. Now, I know you wouldn't do that, but you might compliment a woman on her smile or her physical appearance, and that makes it too much about her looks. Here's what to do instead. I texted a woman named Samantha on Bumble this very message. Here it is. Hey Samantha, you have a very charming smile. I'm curious, are you as charming in real life as you seem here on Bumble? And she wrote me back, ha ha ha, hey Connell, well, you might have to find out in person. And just like that, she and I are moving toward a date. Your move, compliment the person, not the body part. Say something like, you seem charming. Are you as charming in real life as you seem here on your profile? That's not only a classy way to compliment her, but it makes it easy for her to mention the first date where you can find out how charming she is. Here's creepy flirting mistake number 2, the too soon sex talk. I was on a coaching call with Jeremy, a brand new client, and I asked him, Jeremy, what's your go-to flirting move on a date? He said in the first half hour, I say to her, I can imagine what you'd be like in bed, and then he gives her the raised eyebrow. And I said, how's that working out for you? And Jeremy confessed that 9 out of 10 women don't want to have a second date with him. That's actually why he hired me. Talking about sex too soon on a date makes most women uncomfortable. So don't go from 0 to 69 in 15 minutes. Here's what to do instead. Deep into a date, at least an hour, after the two of you have some real rapport, look her in the eye and tell her that she's sexy and tell her why. And make sure the why has nothing to do with her body. Make it a sexy quality. So way back when I was shy and learning how to flirt, I was on a first date with a woman named Lana who had just traveled solo to Morocco and Italy. And I said to her, boy, people who are adventurous like that are really sexy. And she leaned forward, her eyes got really wide, and she said, Connell, so are you telling me that I'm sexy? And I said, yeah, you are? And she said, good boy. She almost patted my head like a puppy. She was coaching me in real time that it's okay to tell a woman she's sexy as long as you do it the right way. So you should know that it's not creepy to call a woman sexy as long as you make it about a quality or a trait, not her body parts. In other words, compliment her traits, not her. Here's your move. Tell her that she's sexy and give her an authentic, honest reason that you find her sexy. You might say, you are so sexy because of X, whatever X is. Her wit, her intelligence, her sense of humor, the way she snorts when she laughs, whatever it is, just make it genuine and make it real, and that is what connects with women. Here's creepy flirting mistake number 3, the slimy concierge. I was out with a client, I'll call him James. Mid-40s, successful businessman, single dad, a great guy, a genuine normal dude. And he was doing what I call my wingman weekend, where I go out with a client and help them approach women in bars and bookstores and places like that. So James and I were in a Barnes & Noble, and he approaches a petite, attractive blonde in the fiction section. And he walks up to her and he says, well, hello, my lady. Which book might you be looking for this fine afternoon? He sounded like a different person, like a concierge at a fancy hotel. You know, the concierge says things like, may I help you find a good restaurant while you're staying here? This creeped her out, and this woman walked away, and I don't blame her. So James was putting on this fake nice concierge persona, and it was weird. It read weird to her. Now there's real psychology behind this. It's called the slime effect. From a 1998 study done at a college in the Netherlands, the study found that when somebody puts on a persona or acts overly likable because they want something, that creates distrust in other people. Researchers call it the slime effect or licking upward, which is about ingratiating yourself to somebody who you want approval from. By the way, licking upward is also something my 2 tabby cats do when they're feeling really close. So even though James is a genuinely good guy, this fake persona made her feel slimed, you know, like in the movie Ghostbusters.
Batman, what happened? Are you okay? He slimed me.
Here was my fix for James. That night, we went out to a rooftop bar, and I told him to approach this beautiful woman that we saw in a red dress. And here was the tip I gave him. I said, go approach her and say whatever you would say to her if she was already your girlfriend. He walks over and he said, hi, your red dress just made me say, wow. She lit up and smiled. They started talking and they were soon all over each other. They were kissing and exchanged phone numbers, and they went on a date 2 nights later. Why did that work so well? Well, because he was being sincere and authentic, not fake and slimy, and they really just hit it off. So here's your move. When you approach, don't be fake. Say something genuine, true, authentic, and honest. Here's the simplest move I have for you. Imagine she was already your girlfriend. Walk up and say something you would say to her if she was already in your life. By the way, if you would like some help from me, helping you flirt with confidence or approach or get out of the friend zone, all you got to do is go to my website, datingtransformation.com, and you can book a free consultation call with me so I can help you become amazing at flirting and getting more second and third dates, and eventually getting a great girlfriend. So go to datingtransformation.com if you want to book a call with me. And now back to the list. Here's creepy flirting mistake number 4, the flirting friend zone flatline. So picture an EKG. 80% of an EKG is baseline, that horizontal line. But then there are those spikes that go up and down. And that's what flirting looks like. 80% of your conversation with a woman is just you being sincere, genuine, and authentic. But 20% can be these little upward spikes, which would be a compliment, letting her know she's interesting, attractive, sexy. And every so often you do a little negative spike. That might be a tease, or letting her know why she messed up with you because she said the wrong thing. Basically playful teases. That's what flirting looks like an EKG. Just like that's a healthy heart, that's you on a healthy, good first date. Now, here's what not to do with women. You don't want a flatline conversation, right? That's what the friend zone looks like. It's just humdrum and boring. That's when the patient needs some crash pads to come back to life. We don't want a flatline first date. That's just you making boring conversation. There's no upward spikes, no compliments, and there's no downward negative spikes, playful teases. Avoid the friend zone flatline. That's what women hate. So here's your move. Keep it 80% real, authentic. Just be you, just be yourself. And then 10 to 20% of those fun spikes. When I started letting my natural smartass teasing side come out, my dates went from flatlining to a healthy spike, and I started finally getting out of the friend zone. Here's creepy flirting mistake number 5, Barry, the needy texter. So my former client, Barry, met Rachel in college, and they had a really good first date. But then he proceeded to lose her with a series of really needy texting. Let's see how it happened, one needy text at a time. On Monday at 12:03 a.m., after their good first date, Barry writes, I'm home. Hope you had as good a time as I did, and we can go out again soon. And she writes back 1 minute later, I did have a great time. I hope we do. Great. Leave it alone there, Barry. But no, he doesn't. Less than 1 minute later at 12:04 a.m., he texts, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, fine. Then he needs to stop, but he didn't. He added, so when is the next day you don't have to get up early for anything? In other words, he starts asking her out right away. No good. No answer. Then Monday evening comes and he writes, hey Rachel, how was your day? No response. Then on Tuesday morning he writes, come hang out with me. Silence. Then on Tuesday afternoon he writes, did you drop the class or just give up on coming? Gee, I wonder why she didn't go to class that day. On Wednesday, the text barrage continues. Good morning. Where have you been? On Thursday, he writes, hey, hello, where have you been? Hello. Barry finally stopped after 8 unanswered messages. Now, Barry's big mistake wasn't texting. It was texting messages that didn't give her anything. He only asked for what he wanted. You see, every text message falls into one of 2 categories. Either your texts give value or they take value. Either they try to make a woman smile, they make her giggle, they give her something to give her that emotional resonance, or they ask for what you want, and that's what needy texting looks like, and you don't want to be that guy who's only taking, you want to give. And that's why after a good first date, Barry got ghosted because of that needy taking texting. Here's your move. Use my texting framework. I call it give, 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 ask. The next day, after a really good date, or even an okay date, don't ask, how's your day? Give her something that might make her smile. You might text her something cheeky the day after a date. Back in the day, one of my favorite go-to texts was, hey, I just wanted you to know that you had a good time last night and you want to see me again. Women love that kind of cheeky humor. So stop asking for what you want and start giving what she wants, which is texts that make her smile. Oh, by the way, there was a happy ending for Barry. He finally got his texting and flirting in a really good place. And the next year, when he was a junior in college, he got his very first girlfriend. Way to go, Barry. Here is creepy flirting mistake number 6, the desperate love poem. My client Keith once had 2 dates with a woman named Ashley. He was really into her. In fact, he was a little too into her. So he sent her a love poem, 119 words long, where he basically professed that she was the one. Here is a section from that actual poem. Ashley, I've been thinking about you a lot today. Probably more than I should, but I just wanted to say, I kept picturing us in a rowboat out on a lake, just talking and laughing and whatever snacks I'd make. I'd never met somebody who made me feel this before, and I just kept thinking about you more and more. Life just seems better when I picture you as mine. I'm just gonna say it, Ashley. I think you're the one for all time. He sent her the full poem, which is 119 words in total, and sadly, she never responded to this great guy. Now, no judgment from me. I did some of the neediest stuff when I was figuring out dating and flirting. But this kind of love poetry after just 2 dates conveys desperation, and it creates emotional pressure that women just don't like. It feels really creepy to them, even though there was nothing creepy about Keith. Here's your move. Yes, use a poem. I endorse that. Just keep it light and silly. Here's a poem I once sent to a woman that got me a second date. Roses are red, violets are blue. I would like a second date with the girl I am texting at this time. Damn, I suck at rhyming. Cute, playful, but also low pressure and still romantic. That's how you write a poem after a couple dates. By the way, Keith went on to do amazing. He is now married with an adorable 2-year-old kid that he and his baby mama / wife just had. Here's creepy flirting mistake number 7, saying nothing. That's right. A creepy mistake that gets overlooked is it comes off as creepy if you hide your interest and don't say anything. You don't play it cool. You play it mysterious. It's sort of like being at a bar, and if you just stare at a woman who you're interested in, it is way creepier to just look at a woman and do nothing than to walk over and say, hi, I wanted to meet you. So sometimes the creepiest thing a guy can do is nothing, just staring and looking without actually talking. You see, when a guy clearly likes a woman but doesn't say so, that gives off a sense of incongruity. Something is off, conflicted, unclear, like you're hiding something, and that feels weird to women. So here's my number 1 rule of flirting, which is clarity. Something I tell all my clients is what you're thinking and feeling is what you're saying and doing. In this Tinder era we live in, where conventionally attractive women have endless options, if you hide your interest, she's gonna lose interest in you because she has so many other options. So here's a move you can use. On your next first date, ask yourself, what's the deepest, truest thing I'm thinking and feeling about this woman? And say it to her, as long as it's G-rated. It could be as simple as, I like you, let's go on another date. Or I think you're fantastic and I want to get to know you better. Women love that kind of vulnerability, transparency, and authenticity. And here's a tip you probably never heard before. Ask for the second date while you're still on the first date. Find a moment where things are going well. Maybe you make her laugh, or you have that first kiss and say, let's do this again. I want to take you out and do XYZ thing for a second date. This is not needy, it's ballsy. I did this with a woman named Brooke on our first date, and she dropped her jaw and said, oh my God, thank you. I love that you just told me what you think of me and that you want to see me again. I hate it when guys play games. And Brooke became my girlfriend. So ask for the second date on the first date. It'll blow women's minds in the best possible way. And by the way, again, if you would like my personal help with your dating life and you want to find out how dating coaching works and how to get amazing at flirting and getting second dates and getting that dream girlfriend, just go to datingtransformation.com and book a free consultation call with me. Teleprompter, no work, sometimes. Start that again. Confident, oops, sorry. My cat distracted me. Hold on. Well, my cat's messing. My cat is playing with the light. Oh, let me start again. My cat is just chomping on dry food. I have a little